Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. We have no choice but to fight. Iwi leaders have issued the government that blunt message about what they call a sustained attack on Māori.
The government fronted up to the Iwi Chairs Forum in Kirikiri today, the first time David Seymour has engaged this year about his controversial Treaty Principles Bill.
But rather than solely listen to concerns, the Prime Minister showed up with a challenge to Iwi leaders, telling them it was their responsibility to get Māori kids going to school. Political editor Jenna Lynch was at the forum.
Leading the Crown in to face the music over his government's agenda. The pōwhiri got temporarily tense as Māori Affairs Minister Tama Pōtaka joked that David Seymour was there as an ambassador for his hapu Ngāti Rehia. A kaumātua politely pulled Pōtaka into line.
The kaumātua did make some comments, but the motu want to engage with Minister Seymour, and that was a great opportunity to do that.
Did you get a bit carried away?
God.
Seymour, the architect and newly minted shepherd of the controversial Treaty Principles Bill, fronting up to Māoridom for the first time this year, sparking a massive turnout to the Iwi Chairs Forum.
There's clear differences, but there's lots of talking. That's a positive.
Seymour claiming he'd won some hearts and minds in the room.
Really mixed reactions. People asking for selfies. I've got to show this to my kids because you've changed my mind. Other people say we'll never agree. We don't want one person, one vote.
But no one actually said that.
Did they say we don't want one person, one vote?
Effectively, yes.
Those specific words, did a Māori leader quote to you, we do not want one person, one vote?
No, they said things that you can sum up as that.
The message from Māoridom clear.
There are a number in these arrangements that's just great at the Māori soul, and so we have determined that we will maintain the right to fight.
The government was well aware it was going to be challenged today, so Christopher Luxon came prepared with his own weddle.
Frankly, when 2/3 of Māori kids are not at school regularly, that is a responsibility for both iwi leaders and also the government to work on. It's a responsibility for people to step up and take responsibility and get their kids to school.
Of course we want our children educated, but we want them educated not just in the Western world, we want them to be cloaked in their culture as well.
Are you
We're just talking
specifically
straight up
telling
with
Māori
each other
to get their
about
kids to
what we
school?
expect them to do and what they expect us to do.
Rahui Papa says the government's contribution felt rehearsed.
I think that they came here with prescribed speeches, and there was an ear that absolutely, possibly, they didn't even hear a word that we were talking about.
All that straight up talk leaving some leaders feeling as though the government was there to talk, not listen.
Our political editor Jenna Lynch joins us now live. Jenna, what are you hearing behind the scenes about how the government was really received in that behind closed doors meeting?
Yeah, so this was kind of the first time that the government had an opportunity to talk to iwi leaders in that forum outside of kind of a pōwhiri, more formal setting. I'm told that Christopher Luxon came in hot. He did foreshadow it, telling iwi leaders that he was going to be, quote, forthright, but someone who's been to their fair share of these things tells me that it is the most forthright they have ever seen a Prime Minister speak in there. I've been told that some feel the challenge over sending kids to school was a condescending message, that basically Christopher Luxon went in there and said, where the hell have you guys been when it comes to the truancy crisis? And some feel like there was a lot of talking at iwi leaders. Now, Shane Jones also gave a speech today. There was a few murmurs in the crowds by the sound of things when he said that he'd rather have a forthright Prime Minister than a mushy one like the last one. And David Seymour's description of a mixed bag sounds like it's pretty accurate. The crowd pretty impressed when he was talking about partnership schools and devolution of services to Māori, but his kōrero around the treaty was received probably as well as you would expect it to. I'm told the government got told when it came to the Treaty Principles Bill. Just lastly, on Tama Pōtaka, it seems like he is downplaying that snafu in a major way, that it was a much bigger deal than he is making out. Shane Jones even had to stop him from talking during the pōwhiri. I'm told it was the talk of the town following the hui.
Jenna, thank you for that background and that analysis.